Hello! Oh my god, I'm orange. I am so not techie. I don't know how to work these cameras. Did you guys know I'm really 90 years old? I just look like I'm 27. I'm sure you didn't expect to see me on my couch so soon, especially after that last hot mess. First, I want to start off this video by saying ignore my shirt and ignore my hair. I just threw it up in a poquito pelo situation right now because I had spilled my coffee all over the shirt I was wearing and all over my hair. So the parts that had coffee on them, I picked them up. By the way, if you guys like my makeup, I'm wearing the ColourPop So Jaded palette, of course. I filmed this look and that should be up already. But alright, let's get into this video. Hi. I thought I would film a quick video for you guys today all about my Invisalign because I am officially, finally, after 78 years, done. What a journey. Oh, you guys like my Hawaii cup? Hawaii, I miss you. So ever since I got Invisalign a long time ago, you guys have been asking me to do a video all about Invisalign, whether it was worth it. And so many of you guys wanted like a final update when I was completely done. So here I am. I did do a Q&A a few months ago and I spoke a little bit about my Invisalign in that video, but a lot of you guys wanted my final thoughts, pricing, experience, the whole enchilada. So here we go. I asked you guys on Twitter to send me any questions you had about Invisalign, and a lot of them were the same questions, but let me go through it really quick. Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna start from the beginning. I honestly don't remember when I started Invisalign. If you guys remember, let me know because it's all a blur in my brain. I feel like I've been doing Invisalign for years. But all I know is that when I started my Invisalign, originally they had told me it was gonna be around 6 months, and that did not end up being the case. And not even because of my forgetful issue that I didn't go back for like 6 months, but because it just ended up being longer than they thought it was gonna be. I ended up having to do 11 trays. And obviously every dentist is different, but I'm just pointing that out. So one question I get all the time is why did I even do Invisalign in the first place? And it's crazy to me because I remember when I first started doing the treatments, so many people were commenting like, why are you doing Invisalign? Your teeth are fine, you don't need it, it's fine, which thank you so much, that's so sweet. But I definitely wanted my teeth straighter. I have always been insecure about my fangs. These two teeth specifically, they've always stuck out more than the rest of my teeth. Like they were always pushed forward, especially this one on this side. And it was always an insecurity of mine, especially in pictures. Like when I would smile, it would always stick out to me. And obviously we're our own worst enemies, and it's something I always noticed more than everyone else. And also my bottom teeth were pretty crooked. It wasn't an extreme case at all. I really just wanted to fix that. So I went to my regular dentist. A lot of you guys were asking me on Twitter if I went to an orthodontist or if it was just through my regular dentist, and it was. I told them I was really interested in Invisalign, and you actually have to be a candidate for it. I'm pretty sure, I'm not 100% sure, it's just what I heard of my dentist, but I'm pretty sure not everyone can get Invisalign. Some cases you have to get braces first. For example, Danny was actually looking into Invisalign as well, but because he has such a big gap back here, he would need to put on braces first for about 6 months and then get Invisalign. So I know there's a whole process around that. You can ask your dentist, of course, but we checked for me and I was good to go. So they did the impressions, they did all of that, and I started my Invisalign journey. A few of you guys have asked me why I chose Invisalign over Smile Direct. And it's crazy because I had no idea about Smile Direct when I asked my dentist about Invisalign. It wasn't until I had already started my Invisalign that I was talking to my friend Jordan, and she was doing Smile Direct at the time. And she kind of explained it was the more affordable option if you didn't want to go the Invisalign route. But the thing with Smile Direct is, if I'm not mistaken, you get all your trays at once, and it's up to you to switch them out every month. And let me tell you something. I'm just not a disciplined person. If it wasn't for me having to go to my dentist to go pick up the other trays, I would never change my tray. I am an air sign. You know, I blame astrology on everything, but it's true. Not only am I forgetful and I lose everything and I'm not on top of my stuff, but I hate the dentist. I am petrified of the dentist. Are you shocked? No. But Smile Direct is just something that you really have to be on top of. But it is more affordable, which could be a really good thing. Honestly, I don't know. I can't compare both of them to you because I've only done Invisalign. And I hear really great things about Smile Direct, but I also hear bad things about Smile Direct, but I also hear bad things about Invisalign. It all depends on who you ask. Everybody's experience is different, of course. I'm just telling you mine. Now, I'm not sure how much braces typically cost. I never had braces. The closest thing I had to braces were retainers because in middle school my dentist didn't think I needed braces. So he just like gave me retainers. It was very weird. But anyway, I'm not sure the exact total, but I'm pretty sure Invisalign cost me around $3,000. So it's something I had to pay for myself. But I was really dedicated to fixing my fang. It's something I really, really wanted, so I went for it. And overall, now that I'm at the end and I'm completely done, to me it was 100% worth it. I am so happy I did Invisalign. I'm personally really happy with my results, even though I did a couple things that I shouldn't have done. And I feel like maybe if I would have done things exactly how you're supposed to, my teeth would have been like more perfected. But it is what it is, and I'm very happy with the way that they turned out. And I'll get into what I meant in a second. The first day that I got Invisalign, I was so upset. Everybody has a completely different experience, but I thought the world was ending. Like, my whole jaw was hurting. It gave me a headache. I felt like there was so much pressure in my mouth. It was torture. It truly was torture for me. And I was like, there's no way I can do 11 trays of this. I'm not gonna do this. I hate this. I'm just gonna throw it away. I'm not gonna deal with this. And Danny was like, you already paid. You're gonna do it. So I had to tough it out. And I'm so glad I did, because honestly, you only get that pain for the first couple days every single time you change your tray. It's very similar to braces. You get used to it after a few days, and it only hurts again once they tighten it. So for the first 3 days, every time I got a new tray, I was in the worst mood, in so much pain. My teeth were so sensitive, and you have to eat soft foods because since your teeth are moving and they're shifting, they get very fragile, very sensitive, and anything you bite into makes your teeth hurt. It will be a biatch to eat anything hard for at least 2 to 3 days. Honestly, after that, you really don't feel it that much anymore because your teeth have pretty much shifted and they've gotten accustomed to that specific tray. So your tray honestly just slips right off and slips right on. And then it's easy to deal with and you barely feel it, honestly. So when it comes to pain, because a lot of you guys were asking me on Twitter, like, how much does it hurt? How much does it hurt? It really doesn't hurt. Like, when I think about the overall journey, I'm like, oh, it doesn't hurt. But when I think about those 3 days, every time I switched my tray, yeah, it hurts. It hurts. It hurts a lot. But again, I'm a sensitive little wiener, so maybe it won't hurt for you. All I know, it's bearable. It's bearable. And for me to tell you that, then you know it's okay. Because I'm the biggest wuss I know. Oh, and also, I want to mention, within those 3 days where you're going through pain because your teeth are moving, the inside of your mouth is also going through some pain, let me just say. Those trays, especially when they're fresh, they are sharp and they are hard. Every single time I would get a new tray, the inside of my mouth would kind of like cut up a little bit. Like, the edges of my Invisalign were cutting the inside of my gums, and it was just irritating my mouth. It would like cut my tongue on the sides when it would rub up against my Invisalign. It honestly wasn't pleasant. Some trays were worse than others. Like, some were sharper than others. It was crazy. But I found what helped me, because some days I couldn't deal with it. It was just so sharp and so uncomfortable. I would take my trays out and I would file them down with a nail file. I would round out the edges, make things nice and comfy, and then I would pop them back on and it would feel so much better. So just a thought, if right now you're sitting at home with a cut up mouth thanks to your Invisalign, try shaving it down. Now, the thing I will say is, what I did wrong, what I mentioned earlier, is, don't like to admit this, but after those 3 days, like 3 to 4 days, I was only wearing my Invisalign at nighttime when I would go to sleep, and you're not supposed to do that. I do not recommend you do that because they're trays, they're not retainers. Like, at the end of your Invisalign journey, like when you're done, you get given retainers that you're supposed to wear every single night for the rest of your life when you go to sleep. Just like braces. When you take your braces off, they give you retainers for you to wear eternally, just while you're sleeping, so that your teeth don't go back to how they were. Because your teeth will shift, and they will shift so quickly, it's crazy. So I was pretty much treating my trays as retainers whenever my teeth would get used to that specific tray. So once I saw that my teeth had completely moved and my tray was like sliding in and out, I was like, oh, I'm only gonna wear this at nighttime now. I would slip them on right before bed and then take them off in the morning, and I wouldn't put them back on until I went to bed. Which is not good, because every single time that I would put the tray on at night, they went in a little tight. Obviously, I wasn't wearing them for like 13 hours every single day. So every single night when I would put them on, they went in a little tight. And that is not good. Do not do that, guys. If you have Invisalign, learn from my mistakes. Please don't do that. That's not good for your teeth, because your teeth are doing this. You're getting used to the tray, and then you're taking them out for hours, and then you're getting used to it, and then you're not supposed to take your trays out of your mouth for longer than 2 hours during the whole Invisalign journey. You're not supposed to do that. So it pretty much goes like this. You wake up in the morning, you take your trays off, you brush your teeth, put your trays back on, go pee, you go take your dog for a walk, then you're gonna go have breakfast. Right before you have breakfast, you take your trays off. Before you put your trays back on, you have to brush your teeth and floss every single time. And I'm not gonna lie, at first this is super annoying. This is so annoying to you. You're like, oh my God, every time I take off my trays, every time I eat, I have to brush my teeth. What is this? It seems like such a hassle in the beginning and you do get really annoyed, but it's something that you get used to. For example, I kind of just got accustomed to throwing in those little mini toothbrushes in my purse. And let's say I was out at a restaurant for lunch, I would go into the bathroom and then brush my teeth before putting on my Invisalign. But that's something that just becomes part of your daily routine. And on the flip side, you have fresh minty breath all the time, all day, no matter what. And yes, oh, hello, put two. And so I really do regret not keeping my trays in longer because I feel like my bottom teeth aren't as straight as I thought they were gonna be. Like, I'm not gonna lie, they're super straight to me, but if you took like a magnifying glass and you looked at my teeth, they could have been a hair straighter, and I feel like it's because of that, because I wasn't wearing my trays all the time. The issue with me was that I felt really weird when I had my trays in. I felt like my teeth were being suffocated. I know that's super bizarre, and I was trying to explain the feeling to Danny and he was like, I don't understand. But having something in my mouth at all times like that, like covering my teeth, like having a cap, that feeling freaked me out. And it's weird because it wasn't so bad like on the days I had pain, like the first 3 days I would change the trays because my teeth were in so much pain, that's all I could think about. But when my teeth would shift and the trays would get loose, that feeling of just having it in my mouth, it was so weird to me. I didn't like it. I was constantly biting down on the trays, like biting on the teeth, just because I felt it in my mouth at all times. It's so hard to explain, but if you saw my trays, every single time I would get a new trays, my trays looked like they were destroyed because I was constantly just like biting them. So that's why I tried to keep them out of my mouth as much as possible. But again, I don't recommend that. Oh, I've gotten a lot of questions of how long it took me. Guys, it took a lot longer than it should have. Okay, I had surgery last September, and after my surgery, I didn't go back to the dentist to get new trays for like 6 months, guys. 6 months. So just do the math in your head. You get a new tray every 4 weeks. So obviously the process took a lot longer than it should have. But overall, I would say it feels like an eternity. Oh my God, the bumps. Oh my God, I almost forgot. This is another thing that it depends on your teeth and on your case or situation. But when you get Invisalign, they attach little bumps to your teeth. They are tiny little square attachments. They're the same color as your teeth, and they're stuck on your teeth so that when you put on your Invisalign tray, it like clicks and it stays stuck in place. And that's what really helps move all your teeth. So my main issues were around my fangs. I had 4 attachments total on my top teeth. 1 on my fang and then 1 on the tooth in front of it, and then I had 4 on the bottom teeth as well in my fang area. At first, I'm not gonna lie, those things really wigged me out. Like I said, I'm weird about teeth, and honestly, you don't really see those things at all. They just feel funny on your teeth, like they kind of feel like you have braces on. When you pass your tongue on your teeth, you just feel the bumps. But they do obviously remove it when you're completely done with your treatment. On the day that I turned in my last tray, when they gave me my retainer, they quickly just like the bumps right off. Oh, someone is asking how soon before I noticed a difference in my teeth. Honestly, I noticed a difference already in like the 3rd tray. Yeah, I remember it being like 3 months into the whole process, and I was like, oh wow, I think I see it working. Oh, by the way, I also want to mention, I just went to go grab my retainers. The retainers that they give you at the end when you're done with your Invisalign are completely different than the trays you get every month. They look like this. They're super sturdy. The trays you get are a little bit more flimsy. These are heavy duty and they're like more see-through versus the trays that are a little bit more foggy. I actually have the first trays. I'm super weird, and I kept my first ever trays just so that I can see what my teeth looked like. I know that's super creepy, but it's crazy how different my teeth looked. But anyway, these are like your regular trays. A lot more flimsy. This is so gross, I'm sorry. Someone asks, how many times did they have to do new scans and make new trays? It's actually a really good question, Jennifer. Really good question. I only had to do a new mold 1 time, and that's because I got a cavity. When they fixed the cavity, they had to go in and do a brand new mold and give me new trays, because every time you do anything different to your teeth, it changes the mold completely. So I had to do that 1 time. But it wasn't a big deal, and that's another thing I want to mention. They will not let you do your Invisalign if you have a cavity. Your teeth have to be like good to go before you do the process. Someone asked me if I wasn't on YouTube, would I still have gotten Invisalign? Yes. It's something that I always wanted. I remember being a senior in high school and wanting Invisalign so bad. If there's anything else you guys want to know, leave it in the comments below. But I think I pretty much covered everything. If I can leave you guys with any advice, it would be, if you do Invisalign, leave your trays in at all times, and also wear your retainer every night, because then you're gonna end up being like Danny, who has a gap in his teeth because he didn't wear his retainer every night. When he took off his braces, he had braces in high school and decided, I don't need to wear my retainer, screw that. And then his teeth shifted back. But yeah, guys, I think that completes this video. I think that's all I have to say about the Invisalign process. I highly recommend it. I rate it 3.5 stars out of 4. I don't rate it a full 4 stars because it hurt me. But anyway, guys, that completes this video. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I have to wave with this hand, so bye.